in terms of just our general feel, we like our films to be multicultural. We feel that if they're not, there's a one-dimensionality to them, that they seem monochromatic almost. So we always strive to put, to have as many different faces as possible into the stories that we tell. With Cloud Atlas, the book, one of the stories in the book took place in Korea, so it was naturally set there. When you start thinking about the future of this region, Asia, when you're projecting 500 years into the future, you have to project what the world is going to look like sociologically and also topographically. So, with in a post-apocalyptic future with rising tides, we think the region will change pretty dramatically, and there will be much more commingling amongst people. And so it was a natural extension of trying to keep it very multicultural as well.
我们希望电影，我们希望电影很多元化，所以我们选择了很多不同的就是不同的点来叙述这个故事，然后让大家看见不同的文化和不同的元素。比如说原著里就说了有韩国，所以他们之所以里面有韩国演员和韩国元素，是因为原著里所提到的。然后包括他们想说，比如说500年以后，在不想以片面的一个角度来看，而是一个多元化、一个以全球化的一个角度来看世界会是什么样的，并不是说局限于一个国家或一个民族。
I think we generally feel, all the three of us, that there is no unfilmable book, no such thing, because that is, in my opinion, cinema can do anything, can go anywhere, and that's the beauty of it. It's the beauty of the art. And it's just nice if the challenge is particularly high. And for us, it was the excitement about the book came partly from the idea that the book has a beautiful way of uniting all kinds of aspects of literature into one tale. And, it gets together different genres, different styles, different atmospheres, and combines them. And because we've been very much influenced by all kinds of cinema, we love all the aspects of cinema, all kinds of genres of cinema, all kinds of languages. It appeared like an invitation to us to take it and turn it into a film. And maybe, yes, okay, it was probably helping in a way that it was 3 directors, because the task was quite huge, but for us it was sheer joy and never stress.
I think more than the idea of impossibility, what people respond to when they see the film and what we responded to as filmmakers was the idea that it was completely different from anything that had been made, and certainly that we had seen. It's not like any movie you've ever seen, or it's not like any movie we had ever seen. And so its uniqueness is a part of what people react to when they say it seems impossible, because they haven't seen something like it, so they don't necessarily think it can be done. But and that was shot through not just the structure or the complexity, but also in the way that we used actors. No one had ever tried to use actors the way that we did, and that also strikes people as something that seems like you're reaching for the sky, like it's a mountain that goes up beyond where anyone else has ever gone. And that's, for us as artists and as lovers of cinema, people who go to the movies, we want to see new things. We hope that people here want They go because they want to see something new. I mean, there's so many movies that are exactly what you imagine them to be from the trailer. You see the trailer, you know everything about the movie. And this movie, you see the trailer, you still will have no idea exactly what the movie is until you experience it.
And how do you work together? You know, there's an old saying, an old story. In China, 3 months, no water to drink. 1, he works very hard. 2, cooperate. And then when there are 3, no water to drink. So how do you work together? 我刚才说3个和尚没水吃，不知道3个大导演在一起，他们怎么分工合作呢？
Well, for me, it's I only have to do a third of the work, so it works out. I think we should have even more directors on board, so I have to do even less.
You have different spots, and you just camera your own thing. And who did the editing?
No. The reality is we really did all of the movie together. It's been one of the big pleasures of the experience that it was. You know, it was a labor of love, and it was driven by the love that we share for each other. We really are so fully connected still, and emotionally and artistically we feel this bond that is represented in the film and was represented in the process because people had to talk to all of us all the time. You know, and we developed the script together, we wrote it together, we designed the movie together. We had several stages when we shot it, but that was economically smart. You know, we could wander around but visit each other all the time. And then we cut the movie together like this now, sitting next to each other with the editor and make every single cut together. Now, like we're sitting here when we promote it.
3个导演说，从创作、制作到拍摄，包括到现在的发布会，他们3个人都是没有分开的，所以整个的过程就是都是集体的，3个人一同完成。所以他们之间非常的默契，然后包括刚才主持人问到的，到后来的剪辑什么，这些都是他们一起做的。其实之前汤姆导演说，没有拍不了，我们相信有就是拍不了的书，因为如果是越南，像我们之前主持人刚才说是 impossible 是不可能的，那这样的话对于电影创作人来说是一种挑战，而且是令他们兴奋的一种挑战。然后包括小说本身有很多不同的写作手法，让他们这是一个他们没有见过，包括观众都没有见过的一个作品。然后如果你从很多电影你看它的就是预告片，你一下子就知道它这个故事是什么。但是你看云图的预告片，你还是不知道这个故事讲的是什么。对于来说，这是一个很新颖的一个角度，然后像是一个这部书对他们的一个邀请函，就是希望他们来把这部书拍成一部很好的电影。
I played 6 roles in the film, and all the roles are different, of course, but all the characters are controlling forces, controlling agents. I play Old Georgie, who's like a hallucinated devil that exists inside the mind of Zachary, a Tom Hanks character. Bill Smoke, who's an assassin. Haskell Moore, who's a writer, philosopher, pillar of the society. Who else did I play? Nurse Noakes, a monstrous, repressive matron at an old people's home.
You can remember them all, right? You don't get confused.
I'm a bit confused now, but no. No, I didn't get confused, no. And I suppose I was most interested in all of them actually. As an actor, being able to play 6 roles was something that you don't get the chance to do very often. So it was the unconventional nature of the project itself that really appealed to me. And I think the character of Old Georgie was possibly the one that intrigued me the most because he was inside someone else's head. That's what interested me.
演的有6个角色， 每个角色都很不同，有恶魔、杀手、反派的故事。对于他来说，作为一个演员很难得能同时饰演在一部电影里饰演这么多的角色。对于他个人来说，6个角色中，恶魔就是在人大脑里的那个恶魔，让他印象是最深的。对，因为那个恶魔是演的是 Tom Hanks 的一个心魔啊，他经常是出现的，但是其实那不是一个在现实生活中存在的角色，他是一个心魔啊，都是反派。那其实是洛本就是一个非常非常 sweet 的一个演员。
哎，谢谢，就坐这儿吧。
长久不见，有点紧张，不知道怎么表达。因为我每次就是比如说跟他们在一起工作的时候，我经常就这个会有一个障碍，不是障碍，就是一个不知道该上去拥抱还是应该握手。
那通常你怎么办？
我就见机行事。
3个角色啊，其实我有一个角色是让我没有想到的，
需要非常小心留意。
所以周迅，你的这几个角色是怎么样和导演去商量和选择的呢？这几个角色？
我基本是服从性的，对。然后其实我自己也相信轮回，相信因果。然后在看剧本的时候，我就很兴奋，对，因为有那么一个故事，有那么一个想法是去表达就这样的思维方式的。
有挑战吗？
其实我觉得跟导演沟通和表演上其实没有难度，但我觉得对我最难的其实是语言，对，因为以前一直也没有非常认真和那个就是那个专注的去学过英文，对，所以这次其实我演戏的时候就要说台词的时候非常紧张。那我觉得有一场戏，我记得有一场戏，那个拉娜她改台词，然后
你之前已经背了好半天了，是吧？
对我已经很那个就用力和深刻的，然后记在脑子里面。对，然后拉娜改台词，然后我就问拉娜，我说拉娜你不能改台词，我说脑子乱掉。她说我的工作那个就是要把你的脑子弄乱。所以我就无话可说。
OK， 他们的工作作风到底都是什么样的？给我们描述，透露一下。
因为我觉得基本上，我刚才在想的时候，其实他们很亲切，但是对我来讲，同时又很神秘。对，因为亲切是因为在现场我们沟通的时候，那个导演说的东西，然后通过翻译，就都能够明白。对，然后神秘的是，我不知道他们脑子里面到底有多少细节，然后脑子到底有多大。对，因为这个故事的概念是非常深远、非常大的一个概念。对，就是对。
所以你还不断的要去揣摩，要去猜测哈，这也是一个智力挑战。Now coming to your turn, your comments on 周迅，可不可以？
Well, if she was nervous, she sure didn't seem like she was nervous. So you could tell she was a good actor from that.
导演说，如果刚才周迅说她紧张，那她拍戏的时候没有显示出任何的紧张，那只能说明她是一个非常好的演员。
I really totally loved and enjoyed the sincerity with which she was, really trying to investigate every single tiny moment that had to be done or worked on by her. And she was really a lot of time spent on set around her scenes just to breathe in what was happening around, even when she was not present or not part of the scene, which I found not only very professional but also very exciting because she seemed to be really curious about the film.
对，汤姆导演很感谢周迅的诚心和真心对这部电影的喜爱，包括有的时候不是可能没有在他不需要拍摄的时候，他也会在片场，然后去感受到和学习一些就是拍摄的时候的一个过程，所以他非常觉得这是很难能可贵的，也是很尊敬这一位演员的一个专业态度。
I would say there are very few actors in the world that can project a subtle range of thought as Zhao can. There can be you can give her a piece of direction that's really just about a slightly different idea, that the character might think about something just a little bit different, and in her eyes she will create such a variation with just the smallest, tiniest actual acting or inflection in the face. It's just this, you can sense that there's this subtlety in the performance that is unlike, it's a mystery how she does it. It's so unique.
兰兰导演很觉得周迅的就是一种明性是很难得的，因为他说很少有演员可以就是在就是你在看这个角色的时候，并不是说只是表面他在演什么就是什么，而是这个角色是有思考的，是有就是一种很微妙的一个变化，一个情绪的一个变化，能让你感觉到这个角色是就是活的，而且是有就是有自己的思想的，并不是说只是这个角色的定位是什么样是什么，而是它可以有一种微妙的一个转化和变化。
And I'm sorry for changing the dialogue.
Okay, you promise you will never change the lines anymore. The next time, give her more roles to play. She has 1,000 faces.
A little bit, but actually it's the Frobisher heirs story which I found myself very drawn to, because both those characters are morally a little bit grayer than a lot of the other characters in the film, and their clash of ego is something I found really compelling. And what was the other question? I can't possibly answer that because I'm only me. I'm not so sure.
You already go to the woman's body. You play the woman.
Yeah, it wasn't so much that I mean, men and women are obviously, very obviously different, but also very similar as well. There are more similarities between men and women than there are differences, I think. And so the idea of playing a character, if you understand what they want in life and what they're trying to do, it doesn't matter whether they're a man or a woman, actually. And that's the key factor. So the idea of playing a woman is only not necessarily difficult for me, except that it might not be acceptable to someone else to see me as a woman. But playing is not so hard. But for the viewer, it might be more difficult.
It's just as many other roles.
Well, we wanted people to think about this exact question. We wanted people to consider gender as a barrier. And even now, the way that you ask this question in a way that sort of defines the barrier. Is it harder to be this or that? Is it harder to transcend this way or transcend that way? It's suggesting this immutable barrier. And what we're trying to do in the film is transcend these barriers or at least ask people to consider the barriers and how the barriers are limitations in their own lives and their own understanding of gender, how that limits them, their own understanding of race and how that limits them. We were trying to ask people to consider, why is this divide between this race so immutable? You know, we would get funny questions about race just like this gender. Like, you can't have Caucasians play Asian people, and you can't have Asians play Caucasians. Or white people play black people. And it's because we want to keep these barriers in place. We want to maintain them. We want to say those people are different from me. Those people are not me. And what we're trying to say with the movie is that there's a humanity that actually is in all of those races, all of those genders that unites us.
所以这个问题我可以跟大家解释一下，因为刚好我刚才问到的这个问题，说是 Hugo 演一个女角更难呢，还是周迅演一个男的角色更难？而导演的回答呢，恰恰是我觉得对我们所有的这个新闻媒体从业人员是一个启发，让我们摒弃所有脑子里面的这些固有的成见。男女性别种族啊，古代的还是今天的，其实这个电影通过6个不同的穿越时空的、跨越了种族的不同的地点、不同文化背景下发生的故事，试图就是在告诉我们说，其实这一切都是不重要的。可能我们生活在这个时代，但是我们一定和古代的和未来的都有某种的因果和轮回的关系。